Africa Cup of Nations qualifying Cameroon vs Zimbabwe prediction, team news, lineups preview. With top spot in Group J of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers still up for grabs, Cameroon and Zimbabwe will do battle at the Stade Amadou Ahidjo on Tuesday. The home side are unbeaten in each of their last 7 meetings against the visitors, whose last win in this fixture came back in the 1994 World Cup qualifying round of matches. Match preview. Cameroon had to make do with a share of the spoils from their most recent outing against the Warriors of Namibia, which ended goalless at the Orlando Stadium on Wednesday evening. Despite being in the ascendancy for large spells of the clash in South Africa, Mark Briss saw his side fail to find the back of the net for only the second time since he took the reins from Rigobert Song back in April. Nonetheless, it remains a more than positive start to life in charge of the indomitable Lions for 62-year-old Briss, who is still yet to taste defeat after picking up 4 wins and 3 draws from his 7 games to date. With 11 points on the board from a possible 15, Cameroon currently lead the way in Group J of the qualifiers, 2 points ahead of Zimbabwe leading up to Tuesday's meeting in Yaoundé and a further 4 points clear of Kenya in third. Tuesday's hosts will now set out to preserve their current 7-game unbeaten streak and avoid losing throughout an AFCON qualifying campaign for the first time since 2017, where they recorded 4 wins and 2 draws from 6 games. Zimbabwe made a slow start to their qualification journey with back-to-back stalemates against Kenya and Cameroon before getting themselves back on track with 6 points from a possible 6 across both of October's meetings against Namibia. Michael Nies's men took on local rivals Kenya in their penultimate matchup on Friday afternoon, knowing that they only needed to avoid defeat to secure a spot in next year's continental showpiece in Morocco. The Warriors headed into the locker room with a narrow advantage, provided by Tawanda Maswanhi's opener just past the half-hour mark before Jonah Ayunga restored parity in the early exchanges of the second period. Zimbabwe are one of 11 teams without defeat in the AFCON qualifiers after the first 5 rounds of matches and could become one of only 2 current group runners-up to achieve this feat alongside Comoros. However, Tuesday's visitors will have it all to do in their final encounter given their woeful record away from home in competitive matches excluding major tournaments, which has yielded just 1 win since March 2021. Team news. Nicholas Nyamelu and Yvonne Naya were both hauled off with respective injury scares against Namibia last time out, making their involvement for Cameroon here currently uncertain. Should any of the aforementioned players be deemed unfit to participate, Georges-Kevin Kudu and Jean-Charles Castelletto will be the favorites to come into the hosts' lineup. Skipper Vincent Abubakar failed to close in on Roger Milla in second place of his nation's all-time scoring table, but is now up to 107 international caps. Following his strike against Kenya, Tawanda Maswanhi has now opened his account for Zimbabwe to make it 4 goals in his last 4 matches for club and country. Gerald Takwara could see his streak of having started all 5 AFCON qualifiers come to an end here after the 30-year-old was forced off with an injury last time out. Cameroon possible starting lineup: Onana, Tolo, Wo, Ngedu, Chachatwa, Hongla, Basagog, Magri, Neu, Kudu, Abubakar. Zimbabwe possible starting lineup: Arubi, Zamura, Hadabe, God knows, Garanenga, Reinamoda, Nakamba, Maswanhi, Munetsi, Muzona, Biliot. We say, Cameroon 2-1 Zimbabwe. Both teams have given a good account of themselves over the last couple of matches, and Tuesday's encounter could really swing either way. That said, we are backing the home side to emerge triumphant at the sound of the full-time whistle. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.